Long ago, the people of Portugal believed that the Lisbon district was a land blessed by the gods. This belief stemmed from the area's natural beauty, with its lush landscapes, rolling hills, and stunning coastal views. The ancient Romans who settled in the region even called it Felicitas Julia Olisipo, meaning the happy land. Over the centuries, locals continued to view the district as a place of divine favor, with the Tagus River and the surrounding hills seen as gifts from the gods, bringing prosperity and protection to the people. But Lisbon district is more than just a land of legends. How did this area transform into one of the most cherished regions in Portugal? And what stories from its past continue to shape its vibrant present? Stay tuned to discover the magic of Lisbon district. They say statues don't speak. But if this one could, it would tell you a story of war, peace, and a miracle that changed Portugal forever. This is the sanctuary of Christ the King, standing tall on the cliffs of Almada, overlooking Lisbon. Inspired by the famous Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, this monument was built with a powerful purpose. Back in 1940, while World War II raged across Europe, Portugal remained untouched. The country's leaders believed this was nothing short of divine protection. As an act of gratitude, they promised to build a grand tribute to Christ. It took nearly 2 decades to complete. Rising 133 meters above the sea, the statue stands with open arms, as if embracing the city below. But Christ the King is more than just a religious symbol. It has become a place of reflection, offering breathtaking views of Lisbon and the Tagus River. Visitors can take an elevator to the top for a stunning panoramic view, one of the best in Portugal. People come here to learn about history, enjoy the incredible views, or simply find a moment of peace. The presence of Christ the King remains strong, watching over Lisbon, just as it has for decades. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. What's the longest bridge in Lisbon district? Comment your answer below. Every traveler dreams of stepping into history. But what if I told you there's a place where you can literally walk the path of kings, stand where empires fell, and witness centuries of stories unfold before your eyes? Welcome to Praça do Comércio, the beating heart of Lisbon's past and present. This grand riverside square has seen it all: royal splendor, devastating destruction, and even a revolution. Once home to the magnificent Ribeira Palace, it was the center of power in Portugal until the catastrophic earthquake of 1755 reduced it to rubble. But instead of fading into history, the square was reborn, designed in a striking U-shape, with elegant 18th century arcades and a triumphal arch that still stands tall. At its center, the statue of King Jose I tells a story of resilience. The king sits on his horse, crushing serpents beneath its hooves, symbolizing Portugal's triumph over disaster. The square also witnessed one of the most dramatic moments in the country's history. In 1908, as a royal carriage passed through, gunshots rang out. King Carlos I and his son were assassinated, leading to the fall of the monarchy. Every corner whispers tales of explorers like Vasco da Gama, great discoveries, and moments that shaped Portugal's destiny. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. To some, the Belem Tower is just a pretty monument by the river. But over 500 years ago, this was Portugal's guardian, standing firm against enemy ships. It has been a fortress, a lighthouse, and even a prison. The tower was built between 1514 and 1520 to protect Lisbon's harbor from invaders. Thick limestone walls and a strategic position on the Tagus River made it a strong defensive structure. As Portugal's maritime empire grew, the tower became more than just a fortress. It stood as a symbol of exploration, marking the spot where sailors set off on great voyages. Over time, its role shifted. Once a customs house regulating trade, it later became a lighthouse guiding ships safely home. For a period, prisoners were locked away inside its stone chambers. Today, the Belem Tower is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserving the memory of Portugal's age of discoveries. Do you want to see this historic tower in person? Comment 1 if you visited, or 2 if it's now on your must-see list. Next, let's stop by one of Lisbon's most important landmarks, Marques of Pombal Square. This massive roundabout sits between Liberty Avenue and Eduardo VII Park, right in the heart of the city. It's a major traffic hub, connecting several key streets and avenues in Lisbon. You'll also find a metro station here, making it easy to get around. But what really stands out is the monument in the center. A towering column rises 40 meters high, with a bronze statue of the Marquis of Pombal on top. At his side stands a lion, a powerful symbol of strength and leadership. Below, you'll see sculpted figures representing the rebuilding of Lisbon after the devastating earthquake of 1755. The Marquis of Pombal was the man behind Lisbon's transformation, leading the city's recovery and modernization. Today, this square is not just a traffic hub, it's a tribute to one of Portugal's most influential leaders. Sintra is like a fairy tale town hidden in the hills of Portugal. With its ancient castles, dreamy palaces, and lush gardens, it feels like stepping into a magical story. Located just 28 kilometers from Lisbon, Sintra is the perfect escape from the busy city. Nestled in the Serra de Sintra Mountains, it offers breathtaking views at every turn. This town is famous for its stunning palaces, like the colorful Pena Palace and the mysterious Quinta da Regaleira. Not only that, but Sintra is also close to the Atlantic Ocean. So you can explore history in the morning and relax by the sea in the afternoon. Because of its beauty and history, UNESCO named Sintra a World Heritage Site. Spring and autumn are the best times to visit. The weather is mild, making it ideal for exploring the castles, gardens, and charming streets. If you're looking for a place that feels straight out of a dream, Sintra is the perfect destination. Most people experience visual déjà vu the first time they see the Ponte 25 de Abril. It looks just like San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, and that's because they were built by the same company. This massive bridge stretches 2.27 kilometers across the Tagus River, connecting Lisbon to Almada. It's one of the longest suspension bridges in the world. When it first opened in 1966, it was named the Salazar Bridge, after Portugal's leader at the time. But that changed in 1974 during the Carnation Revolution. A protester climbed up and painted a new name, 25th of April, the date of the revolution. And just like that, the name stuck. Today, the bridge is more than just a road. It carries cars on the top level and trains on the lower deck, added in 1999. By day, it towers over Lisbon's docks, and at night it lights up beautifully, reflecting on the water below. It's a symbol of history, freedom, and change. So, next time you see it, don't just drive by. Take a moment to admire this incredible landmark. Lisbon Cathedral must be one of the most resilient souls in the world. It has survived earthquakes, fires, invasions, and centuries of change. But beyond its strength, this cathedral holds stories that span over 800 years. Built in 1147 after the Christian reconquest of Lisbon, it replaced a grand mosque that once stood in its place. Over time, kings have expanded it, earthquakes have damaged it, and architects have reshaped it. Yet it still stands tall, overlooking the city. From the outside, its thick stone walls and towering bell towers make it look more like a medieval fortress than a place of worship. Romanesque arches, Gothic chapels, and even a fountain where St. Anthony of Padua was baptized. Beneath the cathedral, hidden ruins of Roman roads, ancient shops, and remnants of the past. It's a symbol of survival, transformation, and the many layers of history that make this city so unique. The Jeronimos Monastery is one of the most famous landmarks in Lisbon. Built in the early 1500s, it was commissioned by King Manuel I to celebrate Portugal's age of exploration. King Manuel I commissioned it in 1495, using wealth from the country's explorations. This grand monastery sits near the Tagus River, right where ships once set sail on great voyages, including Vasco da Gama's journey to India. The church holds the tombs of important figures like Vasco da Gama and poet Luís de Camões, whose stories are forever tied to Portugal's history. At first, this monastery was home to monks who prayed for sailors, but in 1833, it was secularized and later became a national monument. In 1983, it was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List, along with the nearby Belem Tower. It is the most visited heritage site in Portugal, attracting people from all over the world who want to admire its history and beauty. We put our content together from different sources. If you spot anything that seems off or have something to add, drop a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Cascais is a beautiful coastal town just outside Lisbon. This place isn't just about beaches, it's packed with history, royal charm, and a touch of luxury. Back in the 1870s, King Louis I chose Cascais as his summer retreat, and soon, nobles and royals followed. Even famous exiled kings like Juan Carlos of Spain and Umberto II of Italy once called this place home. The town's glamorous side even inspired the first James Bond novel, Casino Royale. But Cascais isn't just for the rich and famous, it's a paradise for everyone. Strolling along its marina, visitors can see international sailing events like the America's Cup. The Cascais Citadel, a historic fortress, once protected Lisbon from invaders. Nature lovers enjoy the breathtaking cliffs at Boca do Inferno, where waves crash dramatically against the rocks. Golden beaches stretch along the coast, perfect for sunbathing, surfing, or relaxing by the water. History, adventure, and stunning views make Cascais a special place to explore. Over 850 years ago, a knight made the ultimate sacrifice. He threw himself into the castle gates to stop the enemy from closing them. His bravery changed history forever. Welcome to Sao Jorge Castle, where legends come to life. Perched high above Lisbon, this castle has stood for centuries, watching over the city as empires rose and fell. It was once a mighty fortress, a royal palace, and even home to the country's most valuable archives. But its history goes back way further than you might think. Before the Portuguese, this hilltop was occupied by the Phoenicians, the Romans, and the Moors, each leaving their mark on its towering walls. In the 12th century, during the Christian Reconquista, this very castle became the site of one of the most important battles in Portugal's history. And thanks to the heroic sacrifice of Martim Moniz, Lisbon was won back from the Moors. Its medieval towers, breathtaking views, and fascinating ruins transport visitors back in time. But beyond its beauty, this place is filled with untold stories of secret tunnels, royal feasts, and even lions once kept inside its walls. For generations, Sao Jorge Castle has stood as a symbol of strength and resilience. They say love conquers all, but what if love could also bring a curse that lasts for centuries? Deep inside the national Pantheon lies a tragic love story, a story so powerful that it shaped the fate of this magnificent monument. It all began with Simão Pires, a young man deeply in love with Violante, a novice from the nearby convent of Santa Clara. Their love was forbidden, a secret hidden within the walls of Lisbon. But one fateful night, Simão was caught near the church of Santa Ingrecia and wrongly accused of stealing sacred relics. Despite his innocence, he was sentenced to death. As the flames rose around him, he cried out a curse, "This church will never be finished." And strangely, his words came true. For centuries, the church remained incomplete. Construction started in the 16th century, but delays, disasters, and political turmoil kept pushing it further. It took not 10, not 50, but 350 years before the building was finally completed in the 20th century. Today, the church stands as the national Pantheon, home to Portugal's most distinguished figures. Yet, its history whispers of unfinished dreams, lost love, and a curse that lingered for centuries. So, was it just coincidence? Or did Simão's last words hold a power greater than we can explain? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Did you know that Pena Palace was once just a tiny chapel sitting alone on a hill? After centuries of storms, earthquakes, and royal dreams, it transformed into one of the most magical castles in the world. Perched high in the Sintra Mountains, Pena Palace looks like something out of a fairy tale. Bright yellow and pink walls, towering spires, and intricate stone carvings. But its story is just as fascinating as its appearance. It all began in the Middle Ages when a simple chapel was built here, inspired by a vision of the Virgin Mary. Over time, kings and queens added to it, turning it into a peaceful monastery for monks. Then, in 1755, a powerful earthquake shook Portugal, reducing the monastery to ruins. For decades, it sat abandoned, until one young prince saw its potential. That prince was Ferdinand II, a king with the heart of an artist. Inspired by the castles of Germany, he imagined a palace unlike any other, one filled with color, creativity, and history. With the help of architect Ludwig von Eschwege, Pena Palace took shape, blending Gothic towers, Moorish archways, and Renaissance details. The palace quickly became a symbol of Portugal's Romantic era, attracting visitors from all over. Its bright colors and whimsical design made it stand out from traditional castles, turning it into a masterpiece of imagination and artistry. Lisbon, a city of history, culture, and stunning views. Built on 7 hills and kissed by the sun almost year-round, It's one of the most beautiful capitals in Europe. Walking through Lisbon feels like stepping between two worlds, where ancient castles and cobblestone streets meet modern cafes. The city's past stretches over 2,000 years, from Roman settlements to Moorish rule, shaping its unique character. Some of the must-visit spots include the medieval Sao Jorge Castle, the Grand Jeronimos Monastery, and the iconic Belem Tower standing proudly by the river. And let's talk about food. Lisbon's cuisine is deeply tied to the sea. Grilled sardines, fried cod, and seafood rice are local favorites. But nothing beats the famous pastel de nata, a creamy custard tart with a crispy golden crust. Lisbon is more than just a city. It's a mix of cultures, flavors, and breathtaking views. There are places where time moves slower, where the ocean, the cliffs, and the village exist in perfect harmony. Azenhas Do Mar feels like one of those places, untouched by the rush of modern life. Sitting along Portugal's dramatic coastline, this hidden gem looks like a postcard brought to life. Whitewashed houses with red-tiled roofs cascade down toward the sea, creating a breathtaking contrast against the deep blue Atlantic. The name Azenhas Do Mar means watermills of the sea, a reminder of the powerful stream that once powered ancient mills here. Today, the only thing moving with force is the ocean itself, sculpting the cliffs and filling the village with the soothing sound of crashing waves. Over the years, it has drawn painters, writers, and dreamers, all captivated by its beauty and charm. With every step through its narrow streets, you'll feel the echoes of its fishing village past, mixed with the elegance of summer homes built by Lisbon's wealthy families in the mid-20th century. Just a short trip from Sintra, Praia Grande is one of the largest and most popular beaches on the Sintra Cascais coast. With golden sand stretching as far as the eye can see, it's the perfect place to relax, swim, or simply enjoy the ocean breeze. The beach is a hotspot for surfers, thanks to its strong waves and wide-open coastline. Even on smaller swell days, the waves here are fun to ride. If you're not into surfing, don't worry. You can take a walk along the shore, stop by one of the beachfront cafes, or just soak in the sun. The southern end of the beach feels wilder, with towering cliffs rising straight from the sand. And here's something really cool. These cliffs are home to real dinosaur footprints. Over 60 fossilized footprints, dating back 100 million years, can be seen climbing the rocks. Scientists believe these belong to Megalosaurus and Iguanodon, two prehistoric giants that once walked this land. Some people visit for the waves, others come for the history, and many just want to enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. You might think the westernmost point of Europe is a buzzing city or a famous landmark. But guess what? It's actually a wild, windswept cliff where the land plunges into the Atlantic. This is Cape Roca, where nature reigns supreme. Standing 140 meters above the roaring ocean, this rugged headland feels like the edge of the world. The great Portuguese poet Luís de Camões once described it as where the land ends and the sea begins. And when you're here, you'll understand exactly what he meant. The salty breeze, the crashing waves, the endless blue horizon. Everything about Cape Roca feels raw and powerful. It's not just a place on the map, it's an experience. A place that has drawn explorers, poets, and travelers for centuries. Cape Roca is also home to a historic lighthouse, built in 1772, still guiding ships along the Portuguese coast to this day. Over 500 years ago, Portuguese explorers set sail from this very spot, venturing into the unknown. Some never returned, but their discoveries changed the world forever. Today, their legacy stands tall on the banks of the Tagus River in Lisbon, the monument to the discoveries. This towering structure, rising 170 feet into the sky, is a tribute to Portugal's age of exploration. At the front of the monument, leading the way, is Prince Henry the Navigator, the man who sparked Portugal's great voyages. Behind him stand 32 other figures, brave explorers, skilled cartographers, and visionary leaders who helped map the world. The monument itself is shaped like the prow of a caravel, the very ships that carried these adventurers across the seas. Right in front of the monument, you'll find a massive compass rose, a gift from South Africa. At its center is a world map, tracing the roots of Portuguese explorers as they connected distant lands through trade and discovery. Next up, let's visit Praia das Macas, a charming beach town near Sintra, Portugal. The name means apple beach because a nearby river once carried fallen apples from the orchards to the shore. It's a local favorite, especially for the people of Sintra and Colares, who can get here by car over the historic Sintra tram. Praia das Macas is also a great spot for surfing. The waves break between two rocky sides, making it fun for all skill levels. Since the bay is small, it can get a little crowded in the summer, but it's perfect when the waves are smaller and the wind is calm. This beach has been a source of inspiration for artists. Portuguese painter José Malhoa captured its beauty in a painting back in 1918. It also holds a piece of history. During World War II, it became a safe haven for hundreds of Dutch refugees. More recently, in 2009, Romanian singer Ina filmed her music video, Amazing, right here. So, if you're in Sintra, take a break from the castles and head to this lovely seaside escape. São Pedro do Estoril is a small coastal village in Portugal, not far from Lisbon. It has a rugged coastline, a sandy beach, and a history that goes back thousands of years. The beach is a popular place for surfing, walking along the shore, or just watching the waves. Nearby is Pedra do Sal, a rock formation shaped by the ocean for more than 90 million years. Long ago, people lived here, and archaeologists found prehistoric tombs carved into the rocks. This place was once called Caiagua because of a river that flowed through it. But in 1926, locals changed the name to São Pedro do Estoril. The area started as a quiet farming village and later became a well-known beachside spot. The village has small homes, ocean views, and a peaceful atmosphere. It's a great place to enjoy nature, explore history, and experience life by the sea. What if I told you this bridge could survive a disaster that could destroy an entire city? Sounds crazy, right? But But the Vasco da Gama Bridge was built to do just that, designed to handle earthquakes, storms, and the pressure of thousands of vehicles every single day. Spanning an incredible 17 kilometers, this is the longest bridge in the European Union. It was built to ease traffic in Lisbon and connect northern and southern Portugal without forcing cars to pass through the capital. The bridge was designed to last at least 120 years, with deep foundation piles reaching 95 meters below sea level. It can withstand hurricane-force winds of up to 250 kilometers per hour and is reinforced to endure extreme conditions. But that's not all. When the Vasco da Gama Bridge was built, engineers had to protect the fragile marshlands beneath it. They extended viaducts inland and even tilted the lampposts inward, so they wouldn't disturb wildlife. If you visit Lisbon, you might notice a massive stone structure stretching across the hills. This is the Aguas Livres aqueduct, an 18th century engineering masterpiece that once brought fresh drinking water to the city. It stretches over 18 kilometers, but its most breathtaking part is in Campolite, where the tallest arch stands at 65 meters high. Before this aqueduct was built, Lisbon struggled with a serious water shortage, relying on just a few small springs. King John V decided to change that in 1731, funding the project with a tax on food and wine. It took decades to complete, but by 1748, clean water was flowing into Lisbon's fountains using only gravity. Surprisingly, the aqueduct even survived the massive earthquake of 1755, which destroyed most of the city. The aqueduct is no longer in use, but its history and stunning design still make it one of Lisbon's most fascinating landmarks. Over 100 years ago, a millionaire with a passion for the mysterious built a palace unlike any other. He filled it with secret tunnels, symbols of lost knowledge, and one of the most mysterious wells in the world. Welcome to Quinta da Regaleira. But this isn't just any palace. Every detail here was carefully designed to tell a story. Antonio Augusto Carvalho Monteiro, the man behind this masterpiece, wanted to create more than just a summer home. He teamed up with Italian architect Luigi Manini to turn his vision into reality, blending Gothic, Renaissance, and Manueline styles into one breathtaking work of art. And perhaps its most famous feature, the Initiation Well, an inverted tower that spirals deep underground. Today, Quinta da Regaleira is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors from around the world to explore its wonders. The Tagus River is the longest river in the Iberian Peninsula, stretching over 1,000 kilometers from Spain to Portugal. It starts high in the mountains of Spain and flows through historic cities like Toledo, Santarém, and finally Lisbon, where it meets the Atlantic Ocean. For centuries, this river has shaped the lands and cultures along its path, providing water, transportation, and even protection for ancient cities. One of its most fascinating features is its inverted delta. Instead of widening as it reaches the sea, it actually narrows into a small opening. The Tagus has seen it all: Roman conquests, medieval battles, and even the rise of the Portuguese Empire, which used the river as a gateway to the world. Its waters have also been carefully managed to supply millions of people with drinking water, irrigation, and hydroelectric power. And despite the changes over time, the Tagus remains a breathtaking natural wonder, with stunning views and peaceful landscapes. If you're visiting Lisbon, there's one place that truly stands out: Campo Pequeno. This stunning red brick arena, built in 1892, is famous for its bullfighting traditions, big concerts, and exciting events. Unlike Spanish bullfighting, the Portuguese version doesn't end with the bull's public death, but it's still a dramatic show of skill and bravery. The arena can hold up to 10,000 people, and during summer and spring, it becomes the heart of Lisbon's bullfighting scene. Beyond bullfighting, Campo Pequeno has transformed into a modern entertainment hub, with a shopping mall, a cinema, and a variety of restaurants. The architecture is breathtaking, inspired by the Moorish style, giving the building a unique and historic charm. Despite financial struggles, the arena was saved by investors. ensuring its place in Lisbon's vibrant culture. Next, let's take a look at an interesting landmark in Lisbon, Torre Galp. This tower was once part of the Cabo refinery, built in 1939. For decades, the refinery played a key role in Portugal's energy industry, until it closed in 1995. Instead of tearing it down, the tower was preserved as a historical symbol and became a highlight of Expo 98. Today, it still stands tall in Praia Das Macas, a modern district known for its futuristic architecture and waterfront views. There are even proposals to transform the tower into an observation deck, but nothing has been confirmed yet. Next up, we're visiting one of Lisbon's most historic landmarks, the church and monastery of Sao Vicente Church. Built in the 17th century, this monastery is famous for its grand architecture and deep connection to Portugal's royal history. The monastery was originally founded in 1147 by Portugal's first king, Afonso Henriques, and was later rebuilt in the 16th and 17th centuries. Its stunning facade, with tall towers and detailed statues, is a perfect example of Mannerist architecture. These tiles tell incredible stories, from scenes of everyday life to fables, and even the siege of Lisbon in 1147. The monastery is also home to the royal Pantheon, where many of Portugal's Braganza monarchs are laid to rest. Moorish Castle is a medieval fortress with walls that stretch across the Sintra Mountains. Built in the 8th century during the Moorish occupation, this castle has watched over Sintra for more than 1,000 years. It offers breathtaking views, stretching from the lush forests of Sintra all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. The castle played a key role in history, especially during the battles between the Moors and the Portuguese. Legend tells of a brave group of Knights Templar secretly traveling for 5 days to defend Sintra from attack. As they neared the enemy, the Virgin Mary appeared to them, saying, You may be 20, but you are worth 1,000. With newfound courage, they charged into battle and won, securing the castle for Portugal. The Moorish Castle stands as a reminder of Sintra's past, inviting visitors to explore its ancient walls and stunning landscapes. Right in the heart of Sintra stands the oldest palace in Portugal, the Palace of Sintra. Its two giant cone-shaped chimneys make it one of the most recognizable landmarks in the city. Over the centuries, kings and queens added new sections, shaping it into what we see today. Historians believe the first part of the palace was built over 1,000 years ago, during the time of Moorish rule. Portuguese monarchs later made it their summer retreat, escaping the heat of Lisbon and even hiding here during times of plague. The combination of different architectural styles makes the palace look like a giant history book made of stone. Inside, colorful tiles decorate the walls, grand halls stretch endlessly, and secret rooms hold forgotten royal stories. Every corner whispers tales of Portugal's past, turning a simple visit into a journey through time. Just outside Sintra's historic center, hidden among rolling hills, lies one of Portugal's most breathtaking palaces, Montserrat. This palace is a true masterpiece of romantic architecture, blending Gothic, Moorish, and Indian influences into something straight out of a fairy tale. In the 19th century, British millionaire Francis Cook fell in love with this magical place and turned it into the stunning retreat we see today. His vision, brought to life by architect James Knowles Jr., transformed Montserrat into a dreamlike escape, perfect for artists and writers seeking inspiration. It was once the site of a chapel, later destroyed by an earthquake in 1755. Even Lord Byron, the famous poet, was mesmerized by Montserrat and wrote about its beauty in his work, Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. Since 1995, it has been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserving its beauty for future generations. In 2013, its breathtaking gardens were awarded the European Garden Award, making it one of the most stunning landscapes in all of Europe. Over 100,000 years ago, powerful waves and fierce winds sculpted a rock into the shape of a bear watching over the Atlantic Ocean. Today, that very rock still stands, giving Praia da Ursa its name, Bear Beach, one of Portugal's most stunning hidden gems. Tucked away near Cabo da Roca, the westernmost point of Europe, this beach is a true natural wonder. With golden sand, towering cliffs and crashing waves, it feels like a secret world untouched by time. But reaching this paradise isn't easy. The only way down is a steep rocky trail that takes about an hour to hike. It's challenging, but those who make the journey are rewarded with breathtaking views and total serenity. Praia da Ursa is unlike any other beach. There are no lifeguards, no restaurants, and no crowds, just pure, wild beauty. It's no surprise that Michelin Guide once named it one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Boca do Inferno, also known as Hell's Mouth, is one of Portugal's most dramatic natural wonders. Located in Cascais, a beautiful coastal city near Lisbon, this rock formation was shaped by the powerful waves of the Atlantic Ocean. Over thousands of years, the water slowly carved out a cave in the cliffs. Then, one day, the roof collapsed, creating a massive open pit where the waves crash in and out. You can admire this stunning spot from above, or walk along the rocky cliffs for an even closer look. Guincho Beach is a paradise for surfers and adventure lovers. With its golden sand and powerful Atlantic waves, this beach is one of the best spots in Portugal for surfing, windsurfing, and kite surfing. During summer, strong northern winds create perfect conditions for wind and kite surfers, while winter brings bigger waves for surfers looking for a challenge. If you're new to surfing, don't worry. There are surf schools and camps nearby where you can take lessons and rent equipment. But Guincho Beach isn't just about sports. It's also part of the Sintra Cascais Natural Park, which keeps it wild and beautiful. Because of the strong waves, it's not the best beach for swimming, but it's perfect for watching the ocean and feeling the power of nature. This beach is even famous in Hollywood. It appeared in the James Bond movie On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and it still looks just as stunning as it did in 1969. Golden sand, deep blue waters, and dramatic cliffs make Adraga Beach one of the most stunning coastal spots in Portugal. This beach is not only great for summer swimming, but also perfect for exploring during the cooler months. Dark volcanic rocks scattered along the shore give it a rugged and unique look. On the southern side, Alvidrar stone rises sharply from the sand, a cliff once used by young men to prove their courage. Long ago, the Romans believed a sea god played music from the bottom of this mysterious cave. In reality, the strange sounds were just waves crashing through the underground tunnels. Adraga Beach has also been recognized for its clean waters, earning the Golden Quality Beach Award 3 years in a row. This hidden gem is a must-visit for anyone exploring Portugal's breathtaking coastline. Just 28 kilometers from Lisbon stands one of Portugal's grandest treasures, the Palace of Mafra. Built in the 18th century by King John V, this massive palace was originally meant to be a simple monastery. But thanks to Portugal's gold riches from Brazil, it became an extravagant masterpiece of Baroque and neoclassical design. With over 1,200 rooms, 4,700 windows, and a breathtaking basilica, it's one of the largest palaces in Europe. It also has royal hunting grounds where Portugal's kings once pursued game in the lush forests. Despite its beauty, the royal family never lived here full-time, calling it too dark and gloomy. Today, the palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, welcoming visitors to explore its stunning halls and rich history. Lisbon district is full of surprises, from golden beaches to grand palaces, from ancient castles to breathtaking coastal cliffs. Every corner tells a story, every landmark holds a secret, and every view feels like a painting come to life. You can wander through centuries-old streets, stand at the edge of Europe, or step into a royal palace. there's always something unforgettable waiting for you. And the best part, there's still so much more to discover. But for now, that's a wrap on this journey through the wonders of Lisbon District. Until next time, keep exploring